Well, hello, colleagues and students. I hope you're doing well. Today is April 25th, and I'm offering you today a brief summary of some things that are happening. I know that we are reaching the end of the academic year, and we're all in, and we're crazy, and there's a whole lot of things going on. So I want to take just a few minutes to give you an opportunity to hear from me around some things, but also to remind you in the words of our little green friend, do or do not. There is no try. So please see it through to the end. It's going to be a wonderful end of the year. Lots of great things happening. With that final push, let me first start off by saying thank you. The thing that I like to do the most. It has been a hectic semester for me with the legislature being in session, with all of the things we have going on in our community, internally and externally. So I'm grateful to each of you, because the thing that I know the most is when I go out into the spaces and places, they tell me about the wonderful things that you're doing in our classrooms, working directly with our students, the things you're doing in our community. So thank you for that. Let me talk to you about a few campus updates. First, in regards to our budget, again, I want to thank those folks who've been actively engaged. And that starts back in October, when units are asked to start participating in training sessions and then developing budgets and vetting them through their various supervisory pathways. And then the Executive Budget Committee coming together to review and offer feedback. And the executive team making some hard decisions based on the feedback that they receive from various members of the college community. Very grateful to each of you, and you should be seeing a communication coming out in the very near future that summarizes what was learned from that process and then articulates where we're going in some few spaces there. There are some external variables that are still at play. We're waiting for the end of the legislative session to pass. We know we're looking and keeping a track of where enrollment is going to be, but I'm very grateful and excited about what we're going to be doing in this next fiscal year. Related to that, Nevada State continues on this pathway toward renaming. We have about 42 days left in the legislative session. So once we have reached that huge hurdle of receiving approval by our Board of Regents, we now go to the legislature. We have passed out of the Senate Education Committee. Hopefully, within the next few days, we'll be going to the full Senate. We'll do the crossover and go over to the Assembly Ed, and then Assembly Senate, and then, Assembly Full, and then to the governor's office. So it is a process, but we're monitoring, and we have some good folks advocating for us and with us. So I thank them for that as well. We have a pretty audacious mission, and it's one that's bold. It's one that believes deeply in the value proposition that we bring to the community. So I know our job is to make sure that we talk about that, both in terms of our operational expenses that are necessary for support, which we're doing, but also with capital ones. I had the opportunity not too long ago, just last week, to meet with the governor, to talk about Nevada State, to talk about what we do. He was very impressed. It was a great meeting, and looking forward to future conversations with him. Few things internally that I know people are very interested to know about leadership positions. So our Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs and our Vice President of Finance and Business Operations, those search committees have convened, and they are in the midst of setting themselves up for their success to identify a set of candidates that can review and be considered by me and the college community much more in depth. As I described today to one of those search committees, I think the search process is a series of movements. We have the first part where we're storming and norming and getting the job profile done. Then we have a part where we have our search consultants who are helping us by going out and really trying to find the best talent that we can create an emphasis for and have them come to our organization, be a part of that. Then that search committee does that very important part of vetting that pool and advancing a set of folks for consideration. The college community is going to have an opportunity to contribute to that. And then that search committee is going to offer a set of strengths and weaknesses for each of those candidates. And then it becomes my responsibility at that point to take all of the factors that went into this and to select candidates who advance this mission, who carry on the wonderful work that was done by his predecessors, and more importantly, who are committed to where we're going into the future. So very excited about those processes. And I'll try also as well to make an announcement within the next week or two regarding the interim program Provost, because we know that would be an important part of this as well. In terms of our School of Education Dean search, that committee is underway. We have our Provost, Shields, is working with Whit Kiefer, who are consultants, to identify candidates. We're going to be timing the posting to give the new Provost an opportunity to make a final recommendation for that role, but we're very excited that we're moving forth with that as well. Just today, we had a phenomenal event here where we are in partnership with Baby's Bounty, a nonprofit that is really producing needed results in our community by providing for our youngest members of our community diapers. Why this is so important, in Nevada State, about 20% of our students are parenting, and their children may be younger, they may be older, but the reality is that for a lot of families, making the choice between going to school and providing for basic needs means that this partnership is exciting. So with us, CSN, TMCC, UNLV, and UNR, we're able to be in partnership to have the diplomas for diapers. So very, very excited about that and very looking forward to see where this will go into the future. Last but not least, here's my call to action. It's probably the easiest one to be offered, but it's also the hardest one. Practicing self-care. In the midst of all the things that are happening now as we are moving toward the end of the semester, preparing for summer activities, thinking about the fall semester already, allergies and the re-spike of COVID and all of these things, make sure that you're taking time to honor your spirit, to honor yourself physically, and more importantly, make sure that you're showing up the way that you want to show up in the spaces that we reside in here at Nevada State and at home. I am excited to be a part of the most wonderful time of year where we celebrate the manifestation of our work, where our graduates walk across the stage and become alumni of Nevada State. So thank you all, and until the next time, be well.